Alright, turn 33. The turn we officially enter Bird War 1. Well, it's actually the turn after Ulm entered Bird War 1. I think there was a little bit of a miscommunication there. Ulm charged in, attacked in Blue Coast, in Exabithia, and in the Weald, and he took all those provinces, no trouble. He also retook NAM Umarul from these knights that had captured it. Also, hilariously, Eriu's god airdropped onto Eriu. My Little Pony the Demi-Lich apparently just woke up the turn after Eriu's capital had actually been taken. And so, he dropped in, and because he's a massively rainbow Demi-Lich who has invulnerability 30, he did not die. You can see him just sitting over here, casting Ghost Wolves, which are, of course, ethereal, and animating the dead, and he made that soulless ethereal, which is hilarious. And all of these Ulmish infantry just charged forward and get earth melded and lightning bolted, and then they're trying to hit him. They really are, and in fact, they're doing damage. They gave him a chest wound right there. And then they rout. Then they just run away. He has 2 health, and they flee before the fearsome face of My Little Pony. So, yeah. So, this same turn, also, My Little Pony was permanently vanquished. At the end, he did not rule a single province, and he now has nowhere to return. However, he doesn't have to return because he's already here. He's just an independent Demi-Lich besieging Eriu. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at that. I haven't seen that happen before, but it happened. So, okay. Also, I was attacked by barbarians here, and so the Promised Land is now being besieged. That's okay, because I wasn't building anything here. It does mean I'm not getting income from it, which is annoying, but I'm going to wait a turn. I'm site searching with Uzziah. Thar was also site searching here in Gold Mountains. I'm actually going to move him down to meet Uzziah, and those two are going to blow this place wide open. It's got 20 barbarians. They'll roll in with 2 Anakites, and they will cast Horde of Skeletons. They will make skeletons at the barbarians and kill them. Goliath here needs to move to keep site searching. Ascanios is moving back here because I got another terrible negative event this turn, which is that a monster boar is roaming around in Vanheim and will increase unrest until I kill it. So that's okay. I did get a free temple in Kasevik Highlands, so I now have another temple, which is nice. Up to 3. And I got a crap ton of items from Ulm. Lightless lanterns, amulets of anti-magic, endless bag of wine, a couple of armor of knights, a dragon helmet, a boots of the messenger, a couple of shields of gleaming gold, and a bunch of owl quills. Fantastic. Also, I hit conjuration level 4. I cast pale riders and ogres, and we're going in. So we're going to go besiege Obalshan. I have 132 siege strength here, and this is 100 wall integrity fort. It does have 10 eagle warriors inside, so I might not break it down in 1 turn, but it'll be close. This place has 10 eagle warriors and a royal Malki, who can, of course, summon, and in addition, he's got a whole bunch more eagle warriors right down here. So, we've got Tupac, Methuselah, Og, Zoriel, all these guys, all these fire dudes. Pinchas, who I've geared out just a little bit. And a whole bunch, and 5 of my Astral One sages serving as communion slaves. So we're going to move in. We're going to set up a very small communion, which will allow Methuselah and Og to Skelespam effectively. Also, Methuselah will be casting Legions of Steel on my small band of Anakites here, and the ones up here who are surrounding Tupac. Tupac will bless twice, which will hopefully also hit Pinchas and make him immune to lightning. And then he will charge ahead. He's lightly geared, probably not geared enough to survive. He's not geared enough to survive like a huge meme bless attack squad, but he's got enough troops hanging around that they probably won't all hit him. I've got these skeleton horsemen in the back who should serve as bait. I've got these guys up front who will be charging ahead, providing a distraction and a nuisance. And actually, I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to stick them in that? I can't because they're with Pinchus. Where's Pinchus? Pinchus is over here. Unfortunate. Because their morale is not going to be great. Well, we'll bring them anyway. So those guys will serve as distractions. The Anakites will serve as distractions. If he sends up all those Eagle Warriors, if he has, because I think he has like 20 or 30 Eagle Warriors in here, plus the 10 or so he's got up here. If he sends up that many, we may well lose here, although I do have quite a bit of Skelospam. It's going to be the equivalent of, in fact, I'm going to put a Matrix on Pinchus too. That will make him Death 5. And so he'll be able to Skelospam his little heart out. Also, he does have a charcoal shield. It won't really help him. I'm not actually going to bring it. What might help him? None of these items will really help him all that much if he's targeted. He's just screwed. So, he's going to cast a basic defensive buff, Iron Skin, and then... what am I doing? What am I doing? Iron Skin is the badness. And Stone Skin would help against shock. So the reason Iron Skin is bad is because if he gets blessed, he'll have 10 shock resistance. And Iron Skin will knock that down to 5. Well, he'll still have 5, actually. 5 will be in... 5 lowers the odds of it being enough. I am going to be casting Anti-Magic. He could potentially cast Far Strike, which would be sort of hilarious. And potentially worthwhile, but only if he aced a commander with it. Like, just punching one Eagle Warrior in the head every round wouldn't be super worthwhile. It is cast time 100%. Astral Healing. That's actually kind of an interesting thought. It costs a gem, though, so I can't really spam it. What I was thinking was, the Anakites are very unlikely to die immediately, so if I have some Astral Mages spamming Astral Healing... He's going to cast Skeletal Body first of all, then he's going to be in the Communion, then he'll just cast Invulnerability. There we go, Skeletal Body Invulnerability. That will make him very, very difficult to kill, because it'll make his Nat Prot 25 against all except magical attacks, and only the shock portion of their attacks, of the Eagle Warrior's attacks, is magical, and he'll have lightning resistance 10, because he'll get hit by Tupac's Bless. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine there. And the Skeletal Body also halves damage from piercing attacks like their lances. So I think I have good odds there. I have excellent odds here. Unless he hops... I don't know if he can cross that many provinces with Eagle Warriors. Let me see. Eagle Warriors have map move... Yeah, only map move 14. No, he can't. He can't possibly. Nahwali... In Turkey form, I think they have more map move, but I still don't think they can reach. So, yeah, I don't think I have to worry about these troops yet. They might be able to get here, but they can't get here. So I'm pretty certain I'm going to take this. I'm going to take Obalshin. I should also probably take Elder Hill. I might lose Elder Hill. This is frightening. Over here, we've got about 130 units, including a number of turkeys, which are Nahwalis, so nature astral mages. And he's got his Hunbalam, so his disciple, who is also a super combatant. Now, in my opinion, Humbalams make pretty bad super combatants, but in a Disciples game where he can afford to take a whole bunch of extra paths, that might not be so true, because in my view, one of the big reasons Humbalams make poor super combatants is that they don't have any earth magic, and so they don't have, and their protection is garbage. Their natural protection is very, very low, and so they take a lot of damage. So you kind of have to, like things have to go just right for a Humbalam to make a worthwhile, useful super combatant. That said, this army is like entirely sacred. Eagle Warriors are sacred, Jaguars are sacred, Jaguar Warriors are sacred. So, that's a big and frightening army that I don't have the resources in place to stop. So that'll be fun. up here, this is where most of my forces kind of are. I've got a decent stack of giants up there. I've got Tevel moving in, and Pud. Pud is carrying an endless bag of wine that Olm gave me to lower my resource consumption by 50, because this army consumes hella resources. Hella resources. You can see over, or supplies, I suppose, technically. But you can see over here, the giants, the Anakites alone consume well over 250 supplies. And then the siege chaff would add another 86 or so, but I'm at negative 13 here because Pud is holding that bag of wine. So, we've got our troops kind of set up. We're split up the Anakites into two groups, one led by Nahum and one led by Tevel, who I cannot rename after a rapper. If I could, I probably would call him the Notorious B.I.G., but that'll have to wait for the next guy. I am recruiting another Adon down here, and then I'll switch back to... I said I was going to get a Talmai Elder. I'm just getting another Adon right now, because I feel like I need them. Talmai Elder is for next time. And Sibragol is moving down with his siege party of giants and chaff. Scouts are moving. Mictlan may come and besiege Scorpion Cracks, and if he does, he might be able to bust through in one turn. It's possible, because it's 500 wall strength, but his sacreds are, I believe, stronger than human almost entirely. I keep clicking absolutely the wrong button because I'm stupid. No, Eagle Warriors only have strength 10, but they're not flying. They only fly if they're blessed. Okay, so never mind. Actually, he can't break this fort in one turn. It'll take him at least a couple of turns. So that's fine. If he comes and besieges this fort, I will let him besiege this fort. Taking the throne of the First Age would be a little bit irritating, but he wouldn't be able to hold it. Because he can't, there's no way he can hold that place in the face of my nation coming down on him. I do have a story event going on in the Old Forest, which is, yes, the fertility cult. So I'm gonna have to, I'll have to like do something about that at some point, but a little busy right now. So that's the plan, and that's how things are gonna go. So if all goes well, we should end up taking 4 provinces, busting that palisade, busting this palisade and that palisade. More likely, I would expect I'm going to lose in one place. I don't know which place. If I had to pick one, odds would be here. Odds would be that I lose in Elder Hill. Now, I could wait another turn. And by waiting another turn, I could summon another 20 Long Dead Horsemen, which would be of some benefit. I could also summon Fire Drakes. Now that is an interesting thought. Because while my Bone Tribe and my human slaves are not immune to fire, my Anakites are. On the one hand, I want to land the heaviest alpha strike that I can. But on the other hand, let's pool our fire gems real quick. Pinch us. Get me more Pale Riders. U5. Let's do 4. Because here's what I'm thinking. He has fire resistance, doesn't he? Damn it. He took a fire resistance bless. So they're not going to help. Never mind. Here's what I was thinking. Fire Drakes have a fire breath ability that does area of effect armor piercing damage. And it's actually quite a bit of damage. So if you combine a number of them, they can pretty much wipe out low protection human units, like Eagle Warriors. But he took 10 fire resistance, so that won't work. In order to accomplish that, I'm actually going to have to use Ice Drakes, which have armor negating cold damage. Unfortunately, I'm not resistant to cold damage, so that is a bummer. Mr. Ed is casting Voice of Apsu in an effort to find water sites, and he's just going to be casting that for a while because he's my only water mage. If I can get a little more water income worked up. I want water gems because I'm recruiting Jade Sorceresses, who have a 25% chance of a random. And so they have a chance to be water too. It's not a very good chance. It's only about a 6% chance. You also have a 6% chance to be nature too, so I'm just going to have to pump these ladies out. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I would be recruiting Pale Ones here for Siege Chaff, because they have a siege bonus. But they take 18 recruitment points, and this place only has 28 recruitment points in total. So yeah. Kind of sucks. Once I build a Palisades, I'll start pumping out some Pale Ones here just for siege purposes. But we'll see how it goes. In any case, that is the turn. So Ariu is gone, except their Demi-Lich is stubbornly besieging their old capital. Vanheim is still sitting over here behind like 30 or 40 points of province defense. Just doing his thing. I don't know what he plans to do, but there's a Van in there, and as far as I'm concerned, he can stay there and rot. Ulm will take care of him at some point. Or I'll send a couple of units to take care of him, one of the two. But, either way, that is the turn, and I will see you in turn 34. Turn 34, and Bird War 1 has officially kicked off, at least for us. We've entered the Bird War now. So, lots more items from Ulm, lots of lightless lanterns, a couple amulets of anti-magic, a skull face, excellent. I've called a Malak. Malaks aren't hugely useful, but I wanted one. So I have one now. It's a stealthy flying priest. So I can fly it into places and preach away people's dominion if I want. Now, against Mictlan, who has full, complete, and entire hell scales, compared to my, like, kind of moderately bad scales, there's no point in preaching away their dominion, because that just helps them out. But I attacked Bamot and took it. That's that province up there. I attacked Obalshin, and there was a fight here. Let's view this fight. So, this was the first clash of Anakites versus Eagle Warriors, the Flying Sacreds. So on my side, I've got a pile of Anakites, Ahumans, and Sheshai mixed, plus some Bashanites mixed in there. I've also got a pile of Long Dead Horsemen over there, and then 6 Ogres up front to serve as chaff. I have 2 Zamzamites and 1 Rephite Sage. However, one of my Zamzamites is kind of hanging out here all by himself, which turns out to be a mistake. On the enemy side, we've got a reasonable little group of province defense, and about 60 Eagle Warriors with 3 Priests and 2 Nahwalis behind them. So, as we start, they are casting Blessings and Buff spells on their Eagle Warriors. They've kicked their protection up to 7. I'm sorry, up to 15, I mean, counting their natural protection, by spamming Wooden Warriors onto them. They're also casting Swarm to get some bugs out. Over on this side, I am casting Legions of Steel to buff my Prot. I'm casting Blessing. I'm casting Horde of Skeletons. So, the Anakites begin to go in, along with the Skeletons. They meet the Swarm. They start to turn around because of the Swarm, and that turned out to be really, really crucial because at that moment, the Eagle Warriors landed. So this is not all the Eagle Warriors, because not all of them got blessed. It's all the Eagle Warriors out of the middle, basically. But there's like 12 or 15 back here that didn't get blessed, so this is about 40 or 50. And they land, and since Chelby's did not get blessed, they instantly stun him with their shock damage. They also stun the Bashanites. And they even managed to stun this Sheshai Anakite who didn't get hit by the blessing because he went berserk. So they land, and they basically wipe out everything that isn't blessed instantly. Then the Anakites start to come back, and the Anakites start to do their thing. They are taking damage, but they're also inflicting a lot of damage and killing off the Eagle Warriors pretty quickly. I mean, Eagle Warriors get freaking 12 attacks per square. But they're attacking the skeletons. They're a little bit distracted. The Anakites are doing their business, getting quite a few kills. Ililima over here has not been attacked because he was just far enough away and managed to summon some skeletons to guard himself. You can see, though, I've taken a number of Anakite casualties, and this is kind of what I was afraid of. Macklemore over here has taken just a tiny little bit of damage, but with all this gear he's wearing, he's very, very hard for them to deal with. He is unfortunately using the Mace of Eruption. So the AoE hit is not doing much damage, although they only have fire resistance 5, because they cast Barkskin on them. So they are taking some damage from the AoE burst. But while that's going on, the Long Dead Horsemen charge in. They wipe out the Swarm Bugs, and they also wipe out a few of the Unblessed Eagle Warriors. And then my Anakites run up here and get rid of the rest of the Unblessed Eagle Warriors. And these two mages are fatigued out, these two Nahualis. So we charge up over there, kill the turkey, and then that Nahuali also dies. Great. The Mictlan priests routed earlier. So overall, that was a successful engagement. We killed 60 Eagle Warriors, we killed 2 Nahualis, the Mictlan priests got away, but that's alright. However, casualty-wise, we lost a Zamzamite. That's a big blow. We lost a Rephite Sage, which is a little bit of a blow. I mean, both of those mages are more expensive than the Nahualis. So, in terms of mages, we came out negative. We also lost 7 Anakites. Now, 7 Anakites for 63 Eagle Warriors, I'll take it. The kill ratios are pretty good. These Sheshai Anakites, all these kills, I believe, are Eagle Warriors. Because I don't think... there's a few Swarm Bugs in there, so maybe cut these numbers down by, 8 or 10. So overall, I think I traded 7 Anakites for about 30 Eagle Warriors. That ratio, I can... How do I put it? The Eagle Warriors are cost-efficient against my Anakites, which I don't like to see. Now, they still die. I can still kill them. And given how much of a battering Mictlan has taken, I don't think they can sustain that trade. But it's worrying. Also, of course, I lost my Bashanites, so I did have some of them mixed in. They sucked up a lot of the initial charge hits and died doing so. So, I don't know. The Ahimans are much, much more durable against the Eagle Warriors than the Sheshai. The 15 prot versus 19 prot, once I drop Legions of Steel on them, it goes up to 22. 22 means even after the strength plus 8, they have a decent chance of shrugging off hits. Which is what I need. The 15 prot just does not do it. Especially after it's reduced by the pierce damage, it goes down to 12. And the Eagle Warriors just chew up Sheshai with effectively 12 protection. The Ahiman Anakites, even after the pierce, still have like 16 to 18. Depending on whether they've gotten Legions of Steel or not. And so that's enough to mitigate the damage a great deal. So, that was an effective battle. In Millgate, I charged in and broke the fort instantly. And in Norfangs, he attacked me. Now, interestingly, he actually did lose an Eagle Warrior here, which I was not expecting against Province defense. So he's just blessing them up. They're going to charge in. But, I mean, against Wolf Tribe, really. Yeah, I think the Rephite Commander killed one. Yeah, he was just stabbed by the Rephite Commander and instantly murdered. So that's fine. So, I've deployed my research items. My research is up to 625. It was 666 for a while, which was temptingly funny, but I had to move some mages around to do other things. I am collapsing mages in different directions. This little force is going to try and go and take out these guys. It's mostly human slaves. Does have Bashanites mixed in. Bashanites can kill Eagle Warriors, so against a group that small, should be able to handle it. I'm not even bothering to try and defend Scorpion Cracks right now. If they want to come try and bust it, they can. It'll take them a little while since that army has moved back. So the army that was here jumped 2 provinces, which they can do, and gathered at Assist. So he's got 200 units here, and the strict majority of them, I believe, are Eagle Warriors. I definitely do not have the forces in the south to fight that group. Over here, I've got 5 Anakites and about 20 Long Dead Horsemen. Over here, right now, I've got a mishmash. I've got some Bone Tribe Beast Hunters, some Human Slaves, a few Anakites, but primarily Sheshais, more Bone Tribe, and then about 40 Long Dead Horsemen. Not enough. So, I'm not going in. This army, all these guys are going to research, except Pinchas, who is casting Pale Riders. So we're summoning more and more Skeletal Horsemen, spending all our Death Gems to do that, just because I need the chaff. I need bodies in between me and the Eagles. I haven't researched enough Conjuration, is one issue here. Could summon Fire Drakes, because my Anakites are highly, highly fire resistant. As are my Zamzamites. It wouldn't help me much, though. I discussed that last turn. Even if they drop Barkkin on themselves and so drop their fire resistance to 5, I mean, it would still help. I'm almost tempted. I'm trying to research up to Conjuration level 5 real quick. It'll take me 800 more research points, so it's going to take 2 turns. With 721 research points. I have Mr. Ed set to summon ogres on repeat, so he'll be summoning 9 ogres per turn. I should have been doing that earlier, to be honest. But yeah, I can't, I don't think there's a way that I can get the necessary research to draw. I have my first Jade Sorceress. Unfortunately, she randomed Earth. I don't think there's a way that I can get it to be good enough. I'm actually going to set her to search for sites. She can wander around searching for water and nature sites, because I have literally 0 nature income still, since I gave Ulm the Mound of Ancient Kings. A couple of these ladies are moving up here to provide astral protection for my army, since it has no astral magic. Over here, all my astral randoms are moving around, aren't they? Why don't you forge me a... Oh, I can't forge it yet. I need to forge the crystal coin, but that is going to take construction 6. I'll see if I can get him from Ulm. Ulm's forging astral items, so he should be able to give me one. These armies. Nahum is storming this fort. I know there's almost nothing in it, and everyone else is moving up into the curtain wall, pushing on Nazca. So we're going to be pushing Nazca from the south. We're fighting Mictlan in the north. Bandar Log also has a pretty significant army here. This Doom stack can, I think, break any one army. It would take casualties doing so. And once I summon up 40 more Pale Riders, actually 43, because he's wearing a skull face that I got from Ulm. Once I summon up 40 more Pale Riders, this army will be significantly more impressive, especially because I am also recruiting more Anakites up here. Ahumans and Sheshais. The Sheshais do die more, but they do take some Eagle Warriors with them, so they're still more or less worth it. If we look at the ratios again, well, they killed about 3 Eagle Warriors each, and unfortunately, Eagle Warriors are very cheap. So, in terms of resource expenditure, not worth it. The Ahuman Anakites were killing almost 6. Actually, in terms of the ones who died, they were killing at a 12-to-1 ratio, which is very much worth it. But, of course, they had a lot of chaff around them. They were not the sole focus of the enemy attacks. I may get 1 Ahuman instead of 2 Sheshai, though. I think I'm going to have to go full Ahuman at this point in order to make this work. Yeah, and that does mean I can only get 3 Ahuman per turn, because I only have so many resources. We'll also mix in these human slaves real quick. And then with my last 80 gold, let's get some more... yeah, Bone Tribe Beast Hunters. Let's do it to it. So, research is getting better. We're building up forces here. What I'm a little worried about is these are all just plains. Actually, that's a mountain. Let me... Okay, Eagle Warriors have map move 14. So... that's 10, I think? Yeah, 10... 24 map move to there. So, I don't think... yeah, I don't think this army can hit me this turn. If they move the army forward, which I kind of anticipate he will, then I may have to fall back. But we'll see. Yeah, recruiting a few more Amazons up here. In any case, I'm kind of fencing with Mictlan right here. What I'm hoping to do is basically distract him, so that Bandar Log can push, and maybe even Pangaea, although, you know, I don't really like, or Satis, although I don't really like seeing them push because they're already way too powerful. Satis in particular. Satis is scary, and I hate them. But we'll see what we can do. Interestingly, this place is in enemy dominion, which must be Satis's dominion. But it's still cold 3. I think this means, yeah, they are... that's My Little Pony's dominion there. But that's Samog's dominion, so they are pushing their dominion on us. Which is unfortunate. That implies to me that I need to build more temples. But I don't have the money to build more temples, so that's a thing. Ascanios is going to start going, yeah, head south. South is where I need reinforcements. Moving 2 Zamzamites to bust this siege. It's just barbarians. We'll just make skeletons at them until they run away. And I think that should be about it. Yeah, you can see we're just going to make skeletons, and we have a couple of Anakites standing around, so if the barbarians get to us, they'll get Anakited. The giant palisade here will take 2 more turns to finish, and we'll see how it goes. Should be able to at least harass Mictlan down here for a while. This is, I think, most of his Eagle Warriors at this point. There's some here, but honestly, he doesn't have many provinces left, and he's been pushed back really pretty hard. Lots of battles right here, and I don't know what they were. Maybe that was, scouts dying? Jared Boggerwold, yeah, okay. So what was White Forest? Must have been somebody else's, scout. But yeah, so we're going in. We're going to take some territory from Nazca. We're going to fight Mictlan down here a little bit. What I'm worried about is Mictlan shoving this Doomstack right up to sit on my capital. That would potentially be a problem. Now, Mr. Ed is extremely hardy, and could probably hold off quite a few of them himself, since he has Prot 30 and is 25 points of shock resistant, plus takes half damage. I don't know that Eagle Warriors could actually effectively hurt him. And in terms of casting, he has a lot of spells available to him. Unfortunately, most of them don't work on Eagle Warriors. Like, his best combat spell at the moment is Maws of the Earth, which straight up doesn't work on Eagle Warriors. So, I think it's likely that if they attacked here, we would end up in sort of an odd standoff. I might actually be able to take it all the way to the battle end, in which case they would all rout automatically. That would be pretty nice. Anyway, hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully he'll be busy trying to, like, defend himself. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in turn 35, where things will continue to get interesting. Pangaea is still sieging down this palisade. They've just broken it, so I think they're going to take it. I'm going to go take... I'm actually just going to go take Cormac. I'm just going to do that. Mari doesn't need it because he's nearly dead. Yeah, that's Mari right there, so I guarantee he's lost. And then we will see what we can do. The real interesting question here is going to be the timing of when do we stop fighting Miklin and Nazca and turn on Satis? Because Satis is going to need to die. And they're going to be a bear to fight. So we'll see. We'll see what goes down there. In any case, I'll see you next turn. Alright, so it's turn 35. Bird War 1 is... Well, the bird counterattack has been launched. Ulm is besieging this fort in Blue Coast, which is great. That was this battle here. They just walked in and basically took over the place. The fort is holding, because that's an upgraded fortress, but I imagine they'll break it within a turn or two. We do have some counterattacks. Nazcan troops taking these border provinces and besieging Setica. So as you can see, I mean, he's got some Condors, some Supayas, some Hurim priests running around. Just being a nuisance, basically. Bandar Log here attacked Miklin and got wiped. Utterly wiped. Oof. Just, wow. I think he was expecting these guys to be gone. Because there's no other reason I can think of that he would do this. He's got these Apsaras up front. But... oh, I just don't know what's going on here. He's casting Body Ethereal on his white ones. He doesn't have priests, even to bless his sacreds. So his troops just kind of go in, and they're doing fine. They're doing fine. Everything seems to be going to code. And then the birds land. And, I mean, Eagle Warriors are just ridiculous. All of their sacreds are just ridiculous. But Eagle Warriors are hitting with... These are the weaker of their sacreds. They're still hitting with 4 attacks, all doing approximately 20 damage. They're not durable, but they just... yeah, they land and they kill everything they hit. And these light Bandar warriors cannot stand up. Cannot stand up to any degree whatsoever. The Apsaras, meanwhile, are having trouble because their only actual attack is a kick. And so they have awe and all, but especially unblessed, they can't actually do any damage. So they're just kind of there for a while. And this Tiger Rider, who was completely unblessed, is just running away. So, yeah, that went badly. I would categorize that as having gone poorly. He killed 7 Jaguars and exactly 2 Eagle Warriors. Wow. So, yeah, that's kind of, you know, part and parcel here. In Norfangs, we attacked this province, took it over. That's right over here. That would recapture the province that had been raided. As I suspected, the big pile of Eagle Warriors that was right here moved up to Elder Hill. He's also attacked Eagle Reach Mountains. So I've got a big pile of troops over here. It's significantly smaller than his pile. I've got 35 units there. 25 units in total here. And then 80-some skeleton horsemen. So all told about 140. And in terms of quality, his are mainly Eagle Warriors, which hit super, super hard. So, if we went into battle, I think I would straight lose. I think I would just outright get thwomped. I got an Earth Random, so I have the notorious BIG here, with his Prot 20. He's wearing a helmet, he's got the Shield of Gleaming Gold, the Sword of Swiftness, gear, an endless bag of wine, of which I need more. Tupac here, I've just got real basic gear. I'm forging him some more stuff real quick. I'm getting a dragon helmet. And actually, I should contact Ulm and ask for it, because he can forge a lot cheaper, but I don't know if he has it in stock right now. So I'm just going to send him a message that says I need some more thug gear. These guys, Irilima and Macklemore, are besieging Obalshin here. Unfortunately, that means they're under threat. This army could conceivably split, attack this province, and also attack Furia. If it splits, I could probably handle it, but Ililima and Macklemore need to move off because I'm sure he's going to rescue this fort. So they're going to go take these provinces. I'm moving in a scout. In case he doesn't, the scout will hold the fort under siege. If he does, the scout is just scripted to retreat, so I won't lose anything. My worry... to be honest, my worry is losing Ogden Mercs, which I really cannot afford to do. So these two gentlemen are moving down south to Ogden Mercs in an effort to hold it. I'm considering just falling back with one or both of these guys, because if I have them in Ogden Mercs, then I might conceivably be able to hold it. Unless this whole army comes this way, in which case I cannot conceivably hold it. But if the whole army comes this way, then my whole army will move in. I'm casting Pale Riders again. I'm also moving in Notorious with 5 more Anakites and some Ogres. I have set Mr. Ed to contact Sea Trolls, which I realized I should have done before. He'll be able to do that at least 3 more times, and every time it will give him a bunch of trolls. It gives you 5 normally, and I think he gets... let me see 1 second. He gets a bunch. Because Sea Trolls, where are they? Yeah, he gets 5 plus 1 for every extra level. It's a level 3 spell, so he gets 12. He gets Sea Trolls for slightly over 1 water gem each. So he is absolutely going to pump out a few rounds of Sea Trolls. They're big, they're fat, and they regenerate. So they may be able to serve as effective chaff. Plus, they're just beefy. They don't do much damage, but they're beefy, and I can use them to go underwater into Antediluvium if I want to, and take that place over. So that's the plan there. Reshef is going to join this army. A lot of my sages are getting diseased, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, I'll be able to use them as communion slaves very easily, which is nice, but still, a little bit unfortunate. This army is going to duck into this fort in case it gets attacked, in case it gets sandwiched by these forces. Bandar Log, of course, just lost an army. I don't know why they're recruiting so many Apsaras. Without a bless, they just don't do anything. I am having success over here. I'm pushing in. Nazca does not seem to have much to stop me. That's Marignan. So I'm going to push up here and then probably split this force. I've got Pud with the Effigy of War, making this army look like it's absolutely gargantuan, which it's not. Of course, Nazca will have seen the army now, so the Effigy of War is not going to help, but still. I might be able to use it for misdirection. To some degree. I've got Zevadiah with 9 Anakites, and then Tevel with 13. And then I've got Lycastos and Pud with Siege Chaff, essentially. So I've got 201 Siege Strength. Marignan is going to be a 750 Wall Strength Citadel, but I need to put it under siege as quickly as I can. Mari is still alive. He's got these. I would expect if he has this province, he also has these 2 provinces. I would guess. And then he probably also has these 2 provinces, of course, and all this stuff up here. I don't know how much... I mean, since he lost Marignan, he probably lost all of these if he ever had them. So I'm not sure how much land he really has left. I know all of this is Satis's territory. Like, all of this over here is all Satis. But... excuse me. I promise I'm working on getting rid of the cough, guys. It is a long, slow process. I actually have a lung malformation that causes these coughs to stick around forever. In case you're interested in my personal health problems. Which you're not really, but... Anyway, as an explanation for why I'm constantly sounding like I'm going to die in these videos. I try to suppress it, I try to edit it out, but honestly I'm just kind of getting... I'm almost getting to the point where I'm not going to bother. But, in any case, so these guys are going to... Why are they all set to defend? They need to move. We're all going to move up here. And then we're going to split from there and just take as many provinces as we can, make as much of a nuisance of ourselves as possible, and reduce Nazca's income as far as possible. To be honest, this is the problem. This big Doom Blob, I don't know that I have the resources to stop that Doom Blob. This Doom Blob might be able to do it if I can break out some really, really good magical support. But the Fire Mages will not be super helpful because he has fire resistance. Eagle Warriors are vulnerable. The Jaguar Warriors I'm not worried about. My Anakites will rip Jaguar Warriors to shreds. The Eagle Warriors, the problem is surviving the Alpha Strike when the Eagle Warriors come down. And that's really what the Long Dead Horsemen are here for. Is to stand in the back and then push forward and be in the right area as the Eagle Warriors land. But I'm just not certain that it's enough. In fact, I think it may well not be enough. Summoning Fire Drakes. I've thought about that before. The Fire Breath may see through 10 fire resistance. I don't think the Fire Breath does damage. If it wasn't for the Fire Resist, I would have turned all my Fire Gems into Fire Drakes right now. Because that would wipe this stack. Fire Drakes they're specialists. They don't do well in a lot of circumstances, but in this particular circumstance, against tons and tons of naked Sacreds, Fire Drakes would massacre them. However, of course, they took Fire Resist. So what I actually need if I want Drakes is I actually would need Ice Drakes. But I don't have Water Magic. So that won't work. And of course, Ice Drakes won't work on Supayas because they're undead. In fact, almost nothing will work on Supayas because they're undead. So yeah, we're just gonna get some Sea Trolls from Mr. Ed for at least a couple of turns. Over here, she's forging a piece of gear for Tupac. Boots of the Messenger to help with his reinvigoration. I'm not actually forging him a weapon. He doesn't need a weapon in my estimation. And so, because he's got the Anakite Sword, which is already pretty solid. I only have construction level 4, so I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna talk to, right after I finish recording this, I'm gonna get on the horn to Nasajin and ask him for more thug gear, because Tupac needs gear badly. I can take this. Okay, I should have just clicked on Tupac to do that. There's an easier way to do that than what I just did, but I can give that to him. I have a Dwarven Hammer, so I'm going to give it to Belia so that she can forge that gear with fewer nature gems, because my nature income is still 0. And I haven't gone searching yet. So, overall, I think we're doing okay. We just kind of need to keep the pressure on. So long as we can keep the pressure on and Satis and Pangea keep their pressure on, we can do this. What I'm worried about, here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about Satis and Pangea making peace. Because Nazca and Mictlan have already been significantly weakened, right? Like, they've been held down. Nazca is big, but they're not the biggest. I'm worried about Nuclear Monkey deciding that this is an opportune time to make peace, build up, and position himself to backstab us. Because I could see that happening. Unfortunately, at this point, I just have to make the call. I just have to. I've already committed myself to fighting the birds. We have to fight the birds. I am actually going to move these guys back, just because I'm scared, and I want to. If I can at all hold on to this province, I will need to hold on to this province. If necessary, I'll hire mercenaries next turn. But yeah, we just kind of have to hope at this point that we can push back Mictlan, and especially Nazca. If we can kill Mictlan, if we can actually take Mictlan's cap out of the picture, take his forts, destroy him as a partner, then Nazca will be under assault from literally all sides and should go down relatively quickly. Should. The fact that he started summoning Supayas is a bad sign. I don't like it. I wish it wasn't happening, but I don't always get what I want. So, that's turn 35. I'll see y'all in turn 36. So far, I make it sound all doom and gloom. So far, things are going well. I'm big. Ulm is pretty big. We're having a good time. We're accomplishing things. Nazca is reading in the way that Nazca does, but he doesn't have the force up here to stop us. The only one who actually has concentrated force enough to stop us is Mictlan, right here. And I may be able to fight this stack. If I can get enough together, I might be able to fight it. I am unfortunately starving a little bit, but I'll just freaking deal with that. So, I'll see you next turn.